Well, it was a good work tonight. It was fun being under the lights and we were able to play kind of a lot of different situations, and there's good things that come out of them and then things that we didn't do well that are great lessons. And so we got 2 weeks to clean some of those things up and got to take advantage of that.
Well, you guys on offense have talked about hoping to have more explosive plays this year, both run and passes. Do you see enough personnel, running, receiving, quarterback, and offensive line to be able to generate more than you did a year ago?
Yeah, hope's not a method.
I know.
But I think we do have pieces, and what's really neat is for those to come, no one has to do something that's not within their abilities. But what's really neat about it is all 11 guys have to do it together. Those are where your big plays, the pretty things come from, is when all 11 execute. And because of that, I think that we're capable of it. But, that doesn't just happen. And I think, we spent time going back and showing the kids these are your one play away. It's a guy straining on the backside. It's a guy making sure that he's a little thicker on the block. It's the quarterback getting it out a little bit sooner. It's making sure you got then go back to the details and the things you can control.
How do you feel like Gagliardone's looked this fall, and then how important is he to this team considering the youth and inexperience that's behind?
I think that he's had a good fall camp, and I think Hoff is really important to this team, and I think that's what I like about this team is that they're all important, and that sounds really kind of trite, but it's the truth. Like for us to be good, we need everyone, and Hoff's certainly a big part of that.
Last year in camp, you ended up moving Xander Neville to tight end from the end, and he said that his head was kind of spinning for quite a while. What can he do? What should he be able to do more now that he's got that year under his belt? And because he's kind of a nice athlete there.
Yeah, he's probably coming close to his anniversary right about now,
yeah.
Right? I think it was like 1 week. It might have been
Close.
Right before. It was like near the end of camp, and I think he's a really talented football player. And he's an explosive athlete. He's smart. He's tough, and I think that he can put himself in a position to be really important to this team.
Both blocker, receiving.
Yeah, he's gotten. You can see now where he's comfortable with it. The first time he's running routes, well, heck, he'd been an individual with an Oaks, hitting the sled, and he's learning. I think he's starting to learn kind of the subtleties of it, and he's fun to be around.
How much has Isaiah Loudermilk improved since he got here, and how much do you think he can impact the D-line this year?
Yeah, you've seen it just in his growth, as from a freshman to his, second year guy, just the physical growth. And Isaiah has had a tremendous improvement, and you watch him, if you just would watch him, he works a ton, and I think that he's put himself in position to give himself opportunities, and it's a group that we feel like we've got guys that have played a lot of snaps there, but I think Noakes has always done a really good job of working guys in, and I think that Isaiah's given himself a chance to do that, and he's still got a lot to learn. That's what's kind of fun.
How long do you expect to be without George?
It's I don't know for sure. It's one of those, but I think it'll be another week, maybe two. Kind of see then when he can start doing more. Can he? You don't know on the cuts and all that, but it's George has been doing all he can, with the number of rehabs and all that. But I think the time is going to be. But I don't know, Jace, exactly how long it'll be.
Tweets tonight from some BTM people saying that Jack Cohn was your number 2 quarterback. Have you made that decision?
Haven't made the decision yet, and I really, we got still, I don't know, 6 practices left, and both Jack and Trey are still to the point where they've just really got to be. They just got to keep going and learning, and I think they're doing the best they can, which you appreciate from them. But we still got I don't think either one's at that point where you can just say, here, this is where it's at.
I mean, you've got some depth at tailback, and I know John Sal really likes the freshman Jonathan Taylor. Do you know he's ready to contribute?
At the end, is he ready? And I think he's done enough stuff where he's earning those reps, and you guys were at practices. There's so many that aren't clean, but those are good moments if you can learn from. And so I think that he's got to keep. We got to keep putting him in those situations, and because he's done some really good things, and yet there's a lot. And then I think we also got to. You don't want to start too quick simplifying because you want to keep helping them grow.
Well, you knew
rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. No, you can go. You knew Sean Snee when he was at Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious to get your perspective on how valuable the nutrition program has been here and how the guys have.
Yeah, I mean, I feel really fortunate with obviously the work Sean does, with the nutrition, but the support the athletic department buys into it literally. They believe in it, and in our players. I think Ross and our strength staff does a great job of teaching them. That's what's fun about the kids that we got. Like, they want to know. They don't want to just be told, eat this, eat that, and people at the training table do a great job. And you can take any phase of that, the off-field things, and our guys do a really good job of teaching it, not just preaching it, but teaching it. And then our players, they're all at different stages, but it's been I feel really fortunate. Sean's really good.
Anthony Lottie has talked about how he's kind of felt more comfortable since he's changed his drop. His hand placement was dropped in. What kind of improvement have you seen from him this season? He's had some really good days, and I think he studies it and he works at it, and it's been fun. Here's a guy that really now just finishing kind of that first year, and you see the growth that he's making, and there's anytime you're talking about any of our players, right, because they're all young, there's so much room to continue to grow. But I think he's done some really good things, and it doesn't just happen, right? He's putting time into it, and he's had some days that have been really good.
How's Ryan Conley coming back from his injury? How's he looked, coming back first couple of practices along with some of the others that come back this week?
Yeah, it's been good having Ryan back, and Ryan's a guy it's been fun to see his growth in the last year and a half, and he comes back now and he's trusting himself, and I think he's certainly feeling better. But he's a good football player, and it was good. Last probably I think 3 practices he's been able to go, and we are starting to get some of the guys. Jazz has been back doing some things. That's been nice, and so we're starting to get some of the guys that were missed some time back.
Well, last year when Jack Sitchie and Chris were out, they were on the sidelines just helping out, trying to be part of things. Jack's on crutches, but is he gonna plan on trying to stick around and try to do what he did last year, just help out? Or do you know? Has he talked to you about that yet?
We haven't had that specific conversation, but I do know. I mean, he's in every meeting. He's in the special teams meetings. So indications are that he's going to do everything he can with this team, and that's the thing that Sitch can't play, but it's not like he's not around and gone. And I think he's still, just what you're saying. There's like a logistics. You want to be smart, so that nothing bad happens. What's that?
Would there be room for him up in the coach's box if you wanted to?
I haven't been up there for a while.
That's true.
Yeah, wasn't all bad.
I think in the spring you said that you expected an even bigger role for Troy Fumagalli this year.
How'd you remember that?
Good job, I guess. What kind of specific aspects do you think that he could bring to the offense this year that maybe he didn't last year?
I don't know if it's that he did. I mean, Fuma was a big part of what we did last year. Yeah. So I don't want to say that. I think he's just got to, you love coaching really good players, and I think part of your job is to keep pushing them. And, if you look at like receiving yards, it's tricky because you know you got games that are kind of bunches in it, and you know Foom's not going to sneak up on anybody. I think they know he's a good player, so you know I think we just got to keep making sure that he's continuing to develop, and obviously, you know what we do, you got to fit to the personnel that you have, and so. I don't know how it's going to look, but I surely want to push him and want to make sure that we're pushing ourselves to maximize, you know, the contributions that I think he's capable of making.
Do you think he's got the attributes to be a big red zone threat this year?
Yeah, I do.